You can remove this pole. What we're going to do first is with the dish, this is the plastic one. If you look close up, you can see where the center is. Some don't, and what you could do to find the center is use your tape measure. Start from one side and just fan across, and the furthest length that matches the diameter of the of the dish will end up being your center line, and you do that in a crisscross fashion, and then you can get quadrants. But since I already know the center, because these plastic dishes are usually formed this way, from whatever process you can, see the center. I'm just going to pick it right here. That's our center. And then I know I have a 6-inch radius, so I'm not going to be too picky, and I'll just pick 1, 2, 3, 4 spots that I want to drill through the top to secure this dish to the top of the feeder. Now, this is very rough. If you want to get fancy with it, you can definitely do that. And what I've done with these before is, like I have, one of the taller tube feeders, and sometimes they have a mounting bracket at the bottom. And what you can do is you can put a tube feeder in the middle and secure that to this as well. Place a piece of wood under the center, and we're going to drill down with our 3/16 bit. And then once that's done, we'll remove the pole, flip this over, place this on top, and center it as best we can. And then we'll use these holes as pilots and drill into this sheet metal top, and then we'll secure it with the 1-inch screws. So I'm going to go ahead and do the drill holes. So I've now drilled out the holes in the dish. Remove this rod. Should come out. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to try and center it as best as I can. Or you could also use your tape measure. If you know this diameter, you can kind of go around and make sure what this was. This is a 16-inch, so that should be 5 inches or so, I guess, on each side, basically. So there's 5. That way, there's 5. There's kind of 5. Over that way. Which, you could also do to center it. But anyways, once you're satisfied, place it there. You can take your drill, and basically you use your holes as pilots. Right. You'll do one at a time, because once you do one and then you start drilling on the other one, you could easily, change the change where you have it. So, now after each one, you want to verify you're still fairly centered. Now you really only want to go through the sheet metal, not so much through the wood. If you go through the wood, you might need to use a thicker screw. And I'd also like to apologize for my raspy voice. If you can't hear me, I'm sorry. I do have a cold. Alright. Secured. You can pick it up. One thing I noticed is when it rains, this can fill up with water, so you might want to drill a few holes around the perimeter. Not too many that the bird seed will fall out, but just enough so the water will continue to flow out and not pool up. And yeah, I'm going to put the pole back on, and you can get an idea of how it should look in your yard. I always try to place the pole back in when it's upside down. have to feel around for the other hole. There we go. Because it's a tight fit. But. So here's the baffled bird feeder, squirrel-proof bird feeder installed. This dish is quite big. It's 16-inch diameter, so you can fit a lot of bird seed in there. And it's quite vertical, so we did a pretty good job with that. If you have a shorter length of 3/4 inch copper pipe, you can use that to start a hole, and it's a lot easier to get it in the ground than trying to you know, force or hammer this in. So that's a good suggestion. But try and get some shots with some birds, and that'll be it for the bird feeder.